I recently went on my first cruise ever, and I wanted to share a few things with you that I wish I had known before I went on a cruise. I went on the Celebrity Reflection for 6 nights, and honestly, I loved it. That's probably the first thing to know, that if you do one cruise, you're definitely going to want to do more of them. The first thing I want to talk about is overpacking, because I definitely packed way too much, but I didn't know what to expect. Like I said, it was my first time, so I wanted to have everything that I needed, but I basically had 2 outfits per day. So I had a nice dress for the evening and then a pair of just like chill clothes during the day. But I didn't realize that I would just be sat at the pool all day. I would just wear my swimsuit and cover up. We would be at the pool most of the day. Then we went back to the room and we would get changed to, you know, go and have dinner and just enjoy the evening. So I really didn't need like 12 or 13 outfits that I brought. But if you are going to cruise differently, then of course you need outfits for every day. It kind of just depends how you want to do your holiday and what type of vacationer you are. Even though I knew I wanted to sit at the pool the whole time, I was just cautious in case like the weather would be bad, which it never was. It was perfect. And getting off the ship, I wanted to have nice outfits because we stopped in 3 different places. So we stopped in Bimini, Grand Cayman, and Cozumel. So I wanted to have nice outfits getting off the ship, which will lead me to my next point. I only got off the ship one time. I feel like since it was my first cruise, I wanted to stay on the ship rather than get off. I was really never bothered about getting off much. I did get off in Cozumel and I started walking and I felt a little bit sick, and I'm just dramatic, so it was probably just me. But I went back on the ship. I got off for like half an hour and then I was like, I don't feel too good. I just want to get back on the ship. But it was hot and like I said, I'm just extra. So I spent all the days that were in port on the ship, and it was really nice because the ship is basically empty. So they do shut the casino and the shops, and some of the bars were closed as well on our ship. I don't know if it's like that on all of them, but there was only the pool bar that was open. But it kind of makes sense too, because it wasn't really that busy. They didn't need like the staff on all of the bars. They shut all the casino and the shops when you are at port, even when you're at port in Florida or wherever you go to board the ship. Everything is shut until you leave. But like I said, the best time to be on the ship, in my opinion, was when everyone was off the ship. We got seats at the pool really easily. The food hall was empty. Everything was just quiet, and it was nice to just chill on the ship when not many people were there. Make sure though, if you are getting off the port, you don't bring any food or like fruit when you are getting into the country. For example, if you want to stop in Mexico but you want to grab a banana from the food hall before, you know, you're getting off the ship, but you just want to bring it with you for a snack, you're not allowed to do that, so they'll just take it from you when you get through. So there is a fun fact that I didn't know. That one isn't really a big deal, but you know, just so you don't waste time going there and all that stuff. In regards to if you can feel the ship moving, I did on the very first day, but I'm not sure if that's just because I never experienced that before, but it did feel a little bit choppy. Like I was talking to some of the people that were on the ship with us and they said that, yeah, this is unusually choppy, which is great for being your first day on your first cruise, but it was over by the afternoon, so it really wasn't that bad. I think that because you know you're moving, you are more sensitive to feeling like you're moving, or you can sometimes think about it a lot more and you're like, oh wait, I'm on a ship right now. But after the first like 3 days, I would say I kind of got over it. The other time that I felt it most is when we were sat down to have dinner, and that was only because like the glasses would kind of shake a little bit and I could see it, but I couldn't really feel it. It's just weird, you'll see when you go. But when I went to bed at night, I could also feel it kind of vibrating. So it was more of that like vibration when I was going to sleep, or like my cup would be vibrating, stuff like that, but wasn't really like a movement, only on the first day. Now let's talk about the food. They definitely have as much food as you could imagine, plus 10. Like there is so much to eat, so many choices, you will not go hungry. I didn't know that not only can you do a breakfast buffet, but you can go and have a sit down meal for breakfast as well. This is usually just a little bit earlier, at least on our ship it was. So we had to be there before 9 o'clock to get the sit down breakfast. Otherwise, you'd have to go to the buffet, which I believe kind of stopped at like 10:30. So if you want to do breakfast or lunch in the dining room, you can do that as well. And again, on our ship, I believe lunch was only offered on the days at sea. But we could go to breakfast there every morning and go to dinner every morning. And you don't have to do the sit-down dinner every night. You can skip it and go to the buffet sometimes. So you can kind of swap it whenever you want. Staying on the topic of meals, the meals last a really long time, and I think that's because everyone is just chilled out. You're not being rushed in and out of a restaurant like you would be, you know, somewhere that is on land. You are just chilled, you're having a nice time. There's no need to, you know, get in and get out. So the meals can last, you know, like an hour and a half to 2 hours long, just depending where you are and I suppose how fast you want to make it. We had a meal at Tuscan Grill, which is an upcharge or like an add-on separate from the normal dining area, and the waiter asked us if we had any plans this evening or if he could kind of just like take it slow, like what our vibe was, and we just said we don't have any plans, you know, we're here to chill, because they know that you're paying an upcharge for that, so they want to make that a nice experience for you. So we were probably there for about 2 hours, and every meal is about 4 courses long, even in the dining area. I didn't know that. It's always bread and starters and mains and dessert. They really do have so many food options for everyone, so I wouldn't worry about that. Now we can move on to the room. So we had a room with a veranda, which was really nice. I thought that it would be a little bit weird to watch the ocean passing by or like to go on the veranda, but it was actually really nice. So if you're worried about that, don't be. I really enjoyed it. Plus you get to watch the sunset and the sunrise if you're up that early, which I wasn't, but watching the sunset from our room over the water was really nice every night. My mom brought us these little hooks that have a magnet on them, and they stuck right to the wall. I'll try to find a picture of them, but they were really handy, like just to hang our purses. They weren't like strong enough to hang a towel up, but you'd be surprised like how many things you can actually fit on there, so that was really helpful. And I believe they're from Amazon. Oh, she also brought us some towel clips, so shout out, she is a seasoned cruiser. But these towel clips will hold down your towel when you're sat on the lounger, so it won't blow away, because it can get very windy on there, which I suppose is another tip, that if you're wearing a hat, try to get it with straps. You know, like some of those cute beachy hats have the little string and stuff where you can tie it so it won't fly off, because everyone's hats were flying all over the place. It was so windy, but that was only one day in particular, and I will say I couldn't feel the ship moving, which was a little weird since it was so windy. You'd think the ship would just be kind of like this, but it wasn't. A little bit more about the pool is that it does fill up really fast when you're at sea, so I would recommend to go there early to get a seat, especially if you want to sit in the sun. The seats in the sun were definitely the quickest seats to go, so if you want to sit in the sun, try to get there early so you can get a good space. I will say that the bathroom wasn't as small as I was expecting, and neither was the shower. Like, I had plenty of space. Again, on this ship specifically. I've always heard on a cruise ship that the showers are really small, and on this ship it wasn't at all. I thought the room was like decently sized. Everything was really nice, honestly. It was kind of like a New York City hotel room that just kind of has a bed. Honestly, it's probably even bigger than that. It was really nice. My mom also brought us these cute little magnets to put on our door, so that was a nice touch. I think that's most things I wanted to talk about the pool and the room. When you first arrive at the port to board the ship, you can give your bags to the... I forgot the word. Oh my gosh. I forgot the people that... What do they call the people that take your bags? I can't remember, but you can give your bags to them and they are so nice. So they'll take your bags and they will put them outside of your door for you. Usually by, I think it was 2 o'clock. Although, no, that's when we could get into the room. I think it was a little bit after that when we could get our bag. So I did bring like a little tote bag just to put all my important stuff in. And then they took everything and just left it outside the door. It was nice because we didn't have to carry it with us on the ship. And some of us me had a lot of stuff for no reason, so I didn't have to carry my 2 bags on with us, and we just waited for them to arrive outside of our door. Plus you can also get an air tag, put that in your case, and then you'll know where it's going, so you don't have to worry as much about that. And when we left, we had to put our bags outside by 10 p.m. the night before. So the same thing, I just put everything in my little tote bag and put my bags outside. But you don't have to do this at all. If you want to go on with your bags or leave with your bags, you can do that. It was just a nice service that they offered. I also didn't realize that the next day you had to be up and out. A hotel you normally check out by like 11 a.m. and I know that people are boarding the ship. I don't really know what I was thinking, I just wasn't thinking. But you have to be up and out, you know, first thing in the morning. So we had to leave by like, it was like 8 a.m. or 8:30. It was quite early. You can still go to breakfast, like to the buffet, and then you just gotta get off the ship, pick up your bags, and go home. So it was really quick. That last day just kind of sucks because you're like, oh, this is really it. You know, you don't get to enjoy anything else, which makes sense because it is your last day, but you know what I mean. It's just harsh to like wake right up and leave. That must be how they get you. That's why I want to do another one. There's also a dress code on the ship, so depending what night it is or where you're going to eat, or sometimes they just do formal night, and it's just fun to get dressed up. And they also had a white night on our ship, so everybody got to wear white. It was really cool to see most people were participating in that and everyone was matching. Before I go, I wanted to share a few pros and cons with you. So one of the major pros for me personally is that a port is either like an hour away or 3 hours away just by driving. I can drive to either Port Canaveral, Fort Lauderdale, or the Miami port. So in my case, I'm lucky in that way, and I think that cruising is a really big pro because I don't really have to travel much. So I love that about it. And everything is included, so you don't even have to think while you are on holiday. Like a lot of places that you go, whether it's Disney or to a big city, or if you're traveling out the country, there's a lot of thought that goes into it, even when you are there, of where are we gonna eat next? What are we gonna do? What activities do we have to plan? Like there's a lot of planning that goes into it. But with a cruise, it's the activity directors that are planning, you know, the shows and the activities through the day, and there's trivia nights and karaoke and sing-alongs, and there's so much to do that you will never be bored, and you don't have to think, oh, well, what should we do today, or where should we eat today? Like everything is already planned out, and it's just so easy. And I think that's what a lot of people love about it, is that there's no thought once you're on it. And last but very not least is the staff. They are all so helpful, so kind. They welcome you on the ship. They just help you every step of the way. It's just crazy that every single staff member on that ship was so kind, and you really get to know them because you get to see them throughout the whole cruise. So some of them will be in the pool bar during the day, and then at night they'll be in the bar inside of the ship. So you'll get to see them both times, or maybe you'll see the same waiter multiple times. And even the housekeeper, you'll get to see them every day. So it's really nice to get to know them, and they were all so nice. We were very lucky. And drum roll for the only con I have of a cruise. This is really the only one I could think of. It's waiting for the elevator. I always wondered why people do like a stair challenge on a cruise. That's because everyone waits for the elevator. Of course, you're going up and down 14 decks all the time. It's a lot to walk up. Sorry, my camera is overheating, so I'm trying to do this as fast as I can. But the elevators were just a con because it was always full, so you had to wait a while, or just go up and down the stairs, get your activity in for the day, and that's it. But that is everything I have to say about your first cruise. I hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions, definitely let me know. You're going to have so much fun, and I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye!